Okay, I want to introduce everyone. If you don't know, my wonderful and most handsome and lovely husband, Adam, and he is the other half. And I have already made 2 videos on my own about pushing on doors for Hawaii. And so we really wanted to hop on together because we are getting lots of questions and very confused looks about what we're sharing. So, Adam, how do you feel about this?
So, yeah, lots of people are saying, so you're going to Hawaii? And, well, yeah, we're trying to. There's a few things with that. We sense that maybe what the Lord has for us for the next step. And so we're trying to lean in on that and push in on that and see if that's truly what the Lord has. We're excited for a number of reasons. And Hawaii, people often say, why Hawaii?
Mm-hmm.
It's so far away. It's so expensive. Okay, well,
You get all the negatives first.
people in Indiana like to be negative first, most of them. When you tell them, when we tell you we're moving, your first response is, you can't do that. It's too expensive. Thank you. We're well aware of how expensive Hawaii is. But Hawaii checks off a lot of kind of boxes that we have in our hearts and various things. And so that's how we landed on Hawaii. Not, let's go somewhere tropical and be just tropical family.
Let's be on vacation for a year.
Forever.
Yeah.
That's not it. Hawaii actually has a really, really unique population of indigenous people that are really an unreached people. And so very similar to a lot of unreached places in the world, Hawaii is that within our own country. So that's really interesting. And there's actually a couple of crises happening. There is an immense amount of drug and suicide rates that are escalating rapidly. There's also, the Gospel Coalition did a little bit on it. It was really good and interesting, but there's also, how do you minister to someone? How do you care for them and love on them and explain to them that they need the gospel and they need Jesus when they don't think they need anything? Because even the homeless people on the beach say, why do I need that? I live in paradise. And so there's this numbness and this, everything's great. Why do I need something else? And so there's a real need there. Our hearts are actually more for the church. That's where she and I both really, I think, come alive. And so we want to go and support the local church body and what they're doing, support them, energize them to go out and do what they're doing even more. And we want to go and partner with someone. And that's really on our heart, is to go and partner with a church or organization, whether that be an official church or a house church. We really love the house church and the house church movement and all of that. So that's what we're actually looking for. So there's some doors that the Lord needs to open. He needs to open a way for us to get paid, some sort of job over there, whether it be a couple of small jobs or something big. We need housing, and we need that ministry. And so we made a couple of connections, and we're excited about those, but the Lord hasn't yet to open that door. Another door that we're excited about that we want him to open sooner, we're trying to sell a bunch of stuff, not only to move over, but we want to get over right away so that we can start making some connections. So,
Not to move,
but to visit. We want to go over for a week or so and make some connections and talk with some people. And so we're trying to raise some money and sell a bunch of stuff. And then in the end, when we move over, we'll just sell everything and then move over. And that's what our heart is, our desire, and we're trusting and believe that the Lord will open that door. And he may not. He may close it and say, no, I need you guys to stay here a little longer. I'm more here for you guys to do. And that's fine. And we're content to stay here as well. But there's something stirring in our hearts. And so we're kind of pressing in on this. And so, yes, it's our desire. Yes, that's what we're working towards. Yes, this is what we have. But he has yet to open a single door. And so he may close that. And so that's the long answer to, so you guys are moving to Hawaii? We're trying, because that's what we believe the next step is. And so We don't necessarily sense that this is a call that God has on us, that he's calling us there. But we do sense that he's open and okay with and encouraging and excited, and we think he will open those doors. So,
well, it's almost that mentality of I'll bless you here or I'll bless you there. Like there's not a right or wrong. And so why not push on that door?
Yeah. And so we see that ministry need there that we're excited about. We also are really looking forward to the culture there is drastically different. And so we're talking mainly on the island of Kauai. We want to slow our family culture down, change it drastically, which whether we're here or in another state, a lot of the cultures are pretty similar. There, it's drastically different. And so change the culture, change the dynamic of our family. We're still trying to heal and recover from various things. And so we want to downsize to a small house, as small as we can, as few bedrooms as we can, and really knit ourselves together as a family and be connected together, and just us. We're relying on each other and the Lord to do and provide what we need, and really slow everything down, simplify everything in a really drastic way. We also really want to be a part and out in God's creation of what he created, and be grounding in his earth and in his nature and in his word and what he's teaching us and showing us, and be a part of him. His fingerprints are throughout nature everywhere. And so we want to be a part of that year round for a while, for a time. So Hawaii begins to check off, been able to be out in his beautiful nature, be in it year round. Yeah. Simplify living in a different type of culture, a real ministry field need that's a little bit unique. And then it hits a lot of our other family values that we have that are also, that we value to be important in loving people over things. Okay, then we're going to sell our stuff because it's things, that we're going to go over and serve some people and one another in our family. And we value trying in our family. That's one of our family values. So let's try it. And we may fail, but let's try it. And so lots of those are some of the reasons why, and that's some of the reasons why Hawaii. So we'd love for you to pray with us, and we'd love for you to buy a bunch of our crap so we can get some money quickly.
It all goes towards.
We're selling everything, to go towards that, so that we can be over there for a few years and really infuse some life, and maybe even. I don't think we have the answer to anything, and we don't have this idea that, we're going to go over and fix whatever's broken. Right. No, we want to go and support. We've been a part of a church at Antioch that really loved on us, and it's really just breathed life into us, and in a really powerful way, and we've enjoyed just the life that they speak and have at that church body, which we're still there, we still love it, and we want to do that to another body. We want to go and speak life and breathe life into them and encourage them, lift up the hands that may be hanging down. So pray that the Lord will make some of those connections for us. Pray that the Lord will open the door for us to get over quickly for kind of a exploratory surveillance sort of trip, and then that he will open the door that we can eventually, our time frame would be the fall, September-ish, but the Lord may move that up. And he also may push that back. So
then that's a little bit more of his heart, like the strategic. This is where the Lord really sometimes painfully knits us together, because I am very much the why not, like, let's just try it, and struggle sometimes to think through all the details, or even sometimes care about all the details. And so we've really been processing through that together. Yeah. And being very mindful of this. We've also really been keeping our kids involved, because there has been a lot in their little lives that they haven't had a say over, of loss and just big changes in our family. And so we are really striving to let them know that this is a decision that they also have to be involved in. Like, everyone has to want this. And
everyone has a vote, and they all get to say. And if someone says, I don't want to go, then we will wait and pray through that and work through that with them.
Well, and with our exploratory trip, really asking them to write down a list of questions that they want us to answer, and to find those and to bring them back and then have family meetings. We've been trying to do that a lot, but they're also really, it's been fun to see some life infused in our family. Yes. With having one goal of like something to work towards, a goal to work towards. Yeah. And so it's just been fun, like even the daydreaming of this adventure. That's something that I think I crave too much sometimes, is the adventure aspect of life and trying to find that. And we're starting to see little adventure spirits in our kids.
One of our kids, I've told to clean his room multiple times, and I went in the other day and there was still this pile of clothes and shorts and shoes and sandals. And I said, "This is not clean. What are you doing? This isn't clean." I said, "Clean. You know what clean is, and this is not it." "Dad, that's my stuff for Hawaii."
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're not going for a while.
Yeah.
So put that away, and then it'll all get mixed up. I understand. Mm-hmm. We got a number of months we got to get through. So put that away until it's time. Our original heart is that for the exploratory trip, that our kids would also come, mm-hmm. that we can all walk around the island of Kauai and pray over it and pray through it. We've never been to Kauai, so it's
we might get there and say, this was a good vacation.
We may hate it and say, "Oh Lord, this is still what you're calling." Okay. We also may love it.
Yeah.
But we'd love to take the kids, and that's our ultimate goal, is that we would take the kids for the exploratory trip. But right now, we can't even get it over there ourselves. So
here's the thing, though, because that's something that I'm getting a lot of, not even questions, but more statements of, like, mainly about the cost. And when you start going through the miracles the Lord has done and his provision just since we've been married, mm-hmm. which is almost 13 years, like, they're really big, miraculous provision from the Lord. And so for, I think, both of our personalities, it's that, like, why not? Like, why not ask him for these big things? Like, if he says nothing is impossible with him, then why are we not walking and living like that? Why are we walking in this safe life of, like, what our bank account says and what our job salary says? And there, to me, it's just, I want to go big or go home, mm-hmm. with the Lord. Like, I don't want to do this Christian thing just half-assed, mm-hmm. half donkey. Like, no, let's take him at his word. He said nothing's impossible. And so I'm pretty sure even moving our family to Hawaii for a year, even if it was just for the sake of healing our family and becoming a tighter unit so that we can then go forth as a unit, like, why would he not be pleased by that? And so he may still close the door, but I think I would be more disappointed with us if we didn't try and we didn't push on that door, because we serve a really big, mighty God, and he owns everything. And so, yes, our bank account says we're foolish. People around us might think that we're foolish. Sometimes I think we think that we're being foolish, but we have yet to be disappointed when we step out foolishly in faith.
You know, so often, especially here in the Midwest, there's so much of we don't have money for that, so we can't. And money is a limiting factor for so many people. And to be honest, it's limiting for us. There's so many times we're saying, "Lord, there's so much you want to do, and why have you restricted our income in comparison to all these other people? We could do so much for you and for your kingdom, and why is our finances only here, when if they were so much higher, there's so much more we could do?" And so we wrestle with that as well. It's scary, and we struggle on a day-to-day basis with money. And but on top of that, the Lord's just done so much that if this is something that he's doing, then he's going to provide the money for it. Maybe not an abundance or an excess of, but he'll provide the money for it. And so For us, money is really low on the, well, do you have the money for it? I don't know. To me, that doesn't,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. That's an insignificant. He owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. He owns all the money. So the money is, and here's the great thing about not having the money. Because we don't have the money, we literally cannot go on our exploratory trip.
We keep looking at tickets every day.
And we can't go because we don't have the money yet. And we don't even have extra, like, well, then just do this and just go. No, we have to wait on him to provide the money. And there was a time in our life when we were trying to go to Uganda and we couldn't, and the Lord was closing the door, we were frustrated, and then he opened it about 2 months later. And we were able to go, and because we went at that time, some really important things happened that we were completely unaware. Had we gone a month or two earlier, we would have missed that time and situation. So we thought that was the right time to go to Uganda. We were ready to go. We were frustrated, but he had us go later, and it was imperative that we had been. Had we had the money to go, we just would have gone and we would have missed it. This is a similar situation. So in some ways it's to our advantage that we don't have the money because we're dependent on him. He gets to dictate the timing. So we don't get to decide the timing ourselves. He gets to decide the timing. So I don't like that, to be completely honest. I want to just go when I want to go and not when he allows me to go. But we are yielded to him and his timing. We are yielded to him in what he says and when. And so we're here waiting for that, and we wait on him to move because he's in control of everything.
So if you want to follow this journey of literally the Lord planting a dream on our hearts, and then what do you do with it? Like, that's why we're sharing this, because we're putting ourselves in a position, especially if the Lord shuts the door, where we could look really foolish. And it's a very vulnerable place. But we think it's really important to share this process, not the announcement of we're moving. No, what do you do when this happens? And so we want to document as many steps as we can. And so we hope that you'll join us in this. If you have any questions or comments or encouragements, that would be amazing. And until next time, that's fine with your teeth.